So now we've asked the questions, we've done our follow-up questions. We of course need to review for accuracy, hallucinating, we don't trust it, all those things. And what's funny is I was getting in to study a subject with some bioscientists I work with, and the question came up about microscopy and I wanted to impress them. So I said to ChatGPT, as a PhD student in microscopy, write a summary of the latest trends, citing sources and validating why these sources are important. And it came up with this great response to me. I'm not a scientist, but I know my friends might be impressed. And it named a number of different resources. So I had to go check if those sources were accurate. So one of the tricks is go to Gemini, Claude, other LLMs other than ChatGPT and ask it for its opinion, right? So I go there, I cut and paste the response and ask Gemini, what do you think? And it said, this is excellent and accurate. Strong introduction, detailed explanations, and credible sources. Credible sources. Well, what was funny is I actually went a little bit deeper and did a search and found that the name, for example, of Ahrens and Keller, two scientists, were indeed scientists, but they studied climate science, not biology. Now that's a little hard having to go to a search engine and do this step by step, I know. And today we have much better accuracy checking tools like Winston.ai and Originality.ai. So I just cut and paste the same response to my prompt that I found was false in search, and I'm scanning it now in Winston AI to see what its results show me. And it's scanning this, looking to see, hopefully, what the sources are, and as it found, Winston has detected the text as 0% human. Now that was an early version, and obviously Winston is smarter, but it shows you that the tools you can use like Winston and Originality.ai can help you do the accuracy checking that you need to do. Final step, use your response. And if you are using generative AI, know that a lot of people are putting AI content out there, and there's become this I can tell it's AI point of view. People are pretty savvy. So you want to go out to social, you want to post it, but look for feedback, not just on the content, but look to see if people are recognizing it as AI and what you can do to improve it to make sure that your accuracy readings like on Winston are a little bit better than what I got for that answer there. But now you're probably thinking, okay, I get it. Ask the right questions, but how exactly? And the only way is to learn by doing. Deliberate practice, trial, error, and working on it. Draft your questions, number one, and use a voice tool to read them back to you. Or if you have friends who are available to read this, listen to them. Because when you do, you really hear the bad parts of the content. Even when you create content, listen to it. I'm not talking about books, but simple articles, because you can hear where it's sort of phony, fake, AI-ish, and where it might have a human voice, and edit it a bit. Then after asking the question, zoom in, go deeper. So just like I said, what was the US economic recovery in the early 1980s most likely caused by? I might follow up going, what was the significance of technology in this recovery? And that was what I was applying. When I asked the question at first, that was really confusing at the beginning. That's what I was implying that caused it. Then seek multiple views, ask different perspectives, go pro and con. Ask it to dispute you, ask it to support you in different perspectives, because what that does is gives you a sense of something real beyond just assimilating all this information and making a prediction, because that's all this stuff does is makes predictions out of the questions you ask. And get a feedback loop and ask for examples. Ask for people to take a look at it, because the main difference between good questions and bad ones, good ones are who, what, when, where, and how. Be careful of why questions. Why questions ask for opinions. And AI doesn't really have opinions, it has other people's opinions. So be careful with that. And you don't even have to create the first prompt yourself. You can go to Claude and get those free prompts. I don't really suggest buying bundles of prompts anymore. They tend to get outdated, and honestly, you might as well ask AI to give you the prompts. And even a lot of the people like at Perplexity are making it easy and easier, so the role is sort of going to be understood and you don't have to do as much work on that. But Trust the ones from the LLMs who are bringing you information that you've gathered, and use this approach not only with generative AI, but also in your business and honestly in your life. Often we get better answers when we learn the power of questions, because you get what you ask for in business, life, and especially AI. And if you have any questions for me, post them on the blog, check in, and see what you can do to ask better questions. And that's where you're going to get much better content from generative AI.